The function g has the property that for each time the input values double, the output values increase by 1. Which of the following could be the graph of y equals g of x in the xy plane? So we need to find out which one of these answer choices has a graph where when the input values double, the output values increase by 1. So let's just go through each graph. So let's just point down the first point here at 1, 2 on this graph. And let's double the input value. So doubling 1, this gives us 2. And we see that when we go from 1 to 2, our input value doubles. So our graph should increase by 1. But we actually see that the value of g of x in A increases by 2 from 2 to 4. So A cannot be the correct answer because the output value has to increase by 1 only. If we look at C, we can start at 1, 2. Double the input value from 1 to 2. So we'll go to 2 on the x-axis, and we touch the graph at 2, 4. So the input value doubled, but the output value increased by 2 instead of 1. So C is not correct. Now let's look at D. Let's start at 2, 1. So let's double the input value from 2 to 4. And we see that the value of g of x, the value of y, went from 1 to 2. So that's a 1, that increased by 1. Now let's double the input again, going from 4 to 8. And we see that the graph of g of x increased from 2 to 4. But that's incorrect because we need it to go up by 1 only. So D is incorrect. B is the only one left, but let's see if it's correct. So let's start at 2, 1 on this graph and double the input value from 2 to 4. We see that at an x value of 4, g of x is equal to 2. But doubling the input values increased g of x by 1, which is correct. Now let's double it again from 4 to 8. And we see that the increase in g of x is still 1. So B is the correct answer.